He was a model worker among dinosaurs, stick his head into the soil, and his plowing efficiency beat any farming tractor. He could reclaim hundreds of acres of wasteland in a single day, sowing the seeds of hope. Then the dinosaur would run to the river, fill his belly, and act as a water truck, effortlessly watering all the cornfields. To boost productivity, the dinosaur couple added more labor. First came a baby girl. Right after birth, she scrambled onto her mother's back to slide down, full of energy and cuteness. The second couldn't wait. He kicked open his shell and started looking for food right away. When he found Dad hadn't prepared anything, he grabbed a stick and tapped his dad's legs. Eager to see what his little brother looked like, he poked another eggshell open with the stick. After Dad stopped him, the naughty little guy darted off. Staring at the biggest egg, the parents thought it would hold a huge hatchling. But when the shell cracked, nothing seemed to be there. They leaned in, and a tiny, dorky baby dinosaur slowly opened its eyes. The next second, it shivered and shrank back inside. With Dad's encouragement, it finally took its first step in life. But its body wobbled, and it tripped and fell after just a few steps. Dad named him Arlo. The farm in front of them was their home. As they grew up day by day, his brother and sister got stronger and stronger. Only Arlo remained weak and fragile. His only job was feeding the chickens, but every time, he'd end up fleeing from the hens in panic, bringing shame to the whole dinosaur family. Scared out of his wits, Arlo nearly ran into the river, but Dad stopped him just in time. Watching his brother and sister leave their footprints as a mark of honor, Arlo, who couldn't finish his tasks, could only stare with envy. To help his son regain confidence, Dad gave him the job of guarding the grain silo. Lately, a wild human had been sneaking in to steal corn. If Arlo could catch him, he'd get to leave his own footprint on the silo. Dad also taught him how to build a trap. Once he caught the corn-stealing human, he could use the spiked club to finish him off on the spot. For honor, Arlo took on the tough challenge. Clenching his weapon seriously, he patrolled near the silo, waiting for the human to fall into the trap. Before long, the trap was triggered. Timid Arlo crouched low to the ground, planning to creep over quietly and check. But as it turned out, the little human was fierce. Arlo meant to strike him with the club, but when he saw the human almost strangled by the rope, kind Arlo just couldn't bring himself to do it. Instead, he cut the rope and set the human free. The little human was shocked that Arlo had let him go. He tried to hug Arlo to say thank you, but it only scared the timid Dinosaurinto, backing away repeatedly. Dad rushed over after hearing the noise. When he learned Arlo had set the human free, he was deeply disappointed. He worried that with his son's cowardice, he'd never survive on his own, so he took Arlo to chase after the human, determined to make him finish the task that day. But the gloomy sky suddenly poured with heavy rain. They followed the human's tracks in pursuit. As Arlo ran, he tripped over a rock and fell. When Dad saw him struggling even to stand up, he realized he'd been too hard on his son. Dad immediately gave up the chase, deciding to take Arlo home first to shelter from the storm. But a flash flood had broken out. In the critical moment, Dad used all his strength to push Arlo to higher ground, while he himself slid down. In the blink of an eye, he was swept away by the raging floodwaters.